Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of Casting Coolfool. And today we're in Arabia, and we're in Arabia with another day in Arabia here in the orange. Going for Huns, a very classic old school pick on Arabia. Throwing back to when it just used to be Huns Wars all day, every day. But in the blue, we have our hero of this series, Coolfool, playing as the Romans. These Romans, they've got a very good economy bonus. Gather, build and repair 5% faster. We could also see a man-at-arms rush with their infantry armor upgrades doubled, which makes their man-at-arms incredibly tanky in the feudal age. So we'll have to see what they go for. Now, Coolfool's map is very nice and easy to wall. This is a complaint that many players have about modern day Arabia, is that it's just simply too easy to wall with these 4 large wood lines that he has here. Even Another Day in Arabia has a rather easy wall into the TC. Could wall at the back as well. And they'd basically be untouchable. So we'll just speed it up and see exactly what kind of approach they go for. Neither has gone to scout the other opponent just yet. Now Huns can basically do anything with their Civ. That's one of their... They're not very good defensively, but they can open with almost anything that you can think of. They can go men-at-arms, they can go archers, they can go scouts. So we'll have to see what Another Day in Arabia does. See, Another Day in Arabia is up to feudal first. Meanwhile, Coolfool is queuing a couple more builds. Seems to be going for a fast castle sort of build. And is in fact walling as I suggested. And Day in Arabia goes to gold. So I would imagine, as they have not built any man-at-arms yet, they are probably going to go archers. Walling at the back there. There's the archery range, comes up. So really, Another Day in Arabia wants to get across the map to try and punish what Coolfool is doing here as quickly as possible. It's got lots of villagers on the front here, but they will probably be finished with those chickens before Another Day in Arabia can do anything about that. Single archer on the map, and here's Another Day in Arabia just scouting. Sees the market and the blacksmith. Now something Coolfool could have done here is to build it further inside his walls, which would have perhaps covered the fast castle slightly better, though the timings would have given it away slightly as well. I think seeing that Coolfool is fully walled, Another Day in Arabia has decided not to queue any more archers and is in fact trying to get to Castle Age as soon as possible, which, given their resources, shouldn't be too hard. Just need to get a market down and spread out, redistribute some of those resources. Ooh. Now, if that had actually been a full army, that would have been very bad for Coolfool. It's just a single scout, but this is going to give Another Day in Arabia a lot of information about what Coolfool is doing. What is Coolfool doing? Going for the second PC on the stone. Perhaps thinking going Centurions. That's the right one? That is the right one, Centurions. Going for a double walling there. a very defensive approach. I have just noticed that Another Day in Arabia has a lot on stone, so I wonder if they're going to go for a forward castle here. Have to see what they do when they get into Castle Age. Coolfool is putting another gate down, so that I presume he can go out with his army at some point. But there's no sign of that just yet, as Coolfool does not have even a barracks. So here we go, Another Day in Arabia is coming forward with their vills. Coolfool might... Ooh, well actually... He wouldn't have spotted that, I don't think. Or at least known that those vills were going forward. So he would have just seen a bunch of vills. They could have been going to build another TC or anything. Defensive siege workshop. But they are in fact going to the front to build a castle in the face. Now this is a good choice, as we see that Another Day in Arabia has spotted that Coolfool is on 3 TCs and playing very greedy. So when you have a... Oh, you've got a couple of vills going down. So yes, when you have a player who's going for this very heavy eco walled approach, no military on the field, one of the best things you can do is slap a castle down in their face. Probably would have been better over this side, but this is the more obvious approach. See that Coolfool immediately slammed down some walls to try and protect. These Tarkans won't take long to get through. Now, I'd like to see a mangonel here, as Coolfool can see the ram there. I would suggest a monastery and a whole bunch of monks would definitely be a plan as well, so you can convert over the walls. But so far, it's just Farmville. We have 29 farms there for Coolfool. Meanwhile, Another Day in Arabia isn't adding to his eco behind this. Just going for a single TC all-in push, at least for now. This castle seems to have slowed down Another Day in Arabia, but perhaps not stopped, as they're still taking down some valuable buildings here. The marketplace going down, the blacksmith will go down. And Coolfool's gone for a scorpion, which is an odd choice. I mean, I suppose if you get enough of them, they will take down the Tarkans, especially across the walls. But they will really do nothing against this ram. There's the monastery. We'll see if Coolfool goes for any more monks. Still no second TC for Another Day in Arabia. More walls though for Coolfool. This is proper Huns at the gate stuff. Perfect civilization picks for these two players, I think. That house could go down, and that will allow... Oh, oh, that ram's gone down. Never mind. Second castle for Coolfool to help secure this gold and the farming eco behind it. "12 Tarkans and 1 light cavalry, 1 cavalry archer, 1 archer, and 3 rams being queued up. So, well, 1 ram and 4 queued up. That's terrible. I can't do maths. That's 4 rams in total is the point. Anyway, meanwhile, there is desperate walling happening over here as the Tarkans come in. Tarkans do not have attack upgrades, but they do have a bonus against buildings anyway. So there, that's some good timing on the walls there. Stop the Tarkans getting in and adding more to behind the houses. There we go. We've got a supervisor here, making sure everything's done to the standard, the Roman standard. Still no military for Coolfool. Just the 2 scorpions and the 1 monk. She is not even attempting to get some conversions with. Don't know if that is for relics or whether it is for defense. Coolfool is in fact floating 2.7k food, 1.4k wood. I was about to say a market is definitely needed, but also that is a lot of resources which could go into many things. Many military. I think Coolfool walled out some villagers, so he's happy to put a gate here, which is quite funny. And here we go, this is a big ram push on the castles. Those rams that we saw getting stacked up earlier. I think this might be it. I don't think that there's anything that Coolfool can do here. The Tarkans are in. The rams are taking down the first castle. This is really why the mangonel was important to get earlier. 1 or 2 mangonels would stop those rams from ever being able to get through those walls. And it's an absolute massacre. It's an absolute massacre. That's not the way to go. Getting whacked to death with a flaming stick by a man on a horse. Okay, we've got some barracks being brushed up. Obviously have a lot of resources. We have a very ambitious imp. That's the siege workshop gone. Chances of mangonel are over. The farms are being taken out. Okay, the bills are coming over to knife these. I feel like they have much bigger knives than I seem to remember. Let them go. I think this is all but over. Despite that, we have so many resources being floated. I mean, just think of the amount of pikemen that you could build with that amount of resources. Coolfool's only building out 1 of these barracks. I think he's a bit frazzled at this point. And there it is. That's the GG. It's over. And look at that at the end. 4k resources, 1.7k e-gold, 1.5, nearly 1.k6 wood. And this is where you really got to work on your floating resources. Your float hours, as they say. See that another thing in Arabia had not the best number, but it's still much better than Coolfool's there. So, who had a peak, I believe that is probably the end there, of 7.5k resources floated, whereas another day in Arabia only had the 2.3. Right, thank you for watching this other episode of Casting Coolfool. We'll see you in the next episode.